keep on shining. Shine on the one that's gone and left me blue.
Hi guys, I'm Uncle Computer Issues, and I'm here to give you some suggestions on how to score tip-top terrific on the map test next week. Now, probably the most important suggestion I can give you is to get some good sleep. Get a nice 8 to 15 hours of rest. Probably the most underrated necessity in life is getting sleep. And I know if you're like Miss King or Miss Quisenberry, they're a little older, they like to get their good shut-eye, and you should too. Okay, so get your nice stuffed animal. I got Uncle Leo here. He likes to keep me warm at night. We're going to get some shut-eye so we can wake up well-rested for the map test. I'm here in the school cafeteria, and I have some suggestions on eating a healthy and tasty breakfast every day, but especially during the map test. There's nothing more embarrassing than having your teeny tiny little tummy rumbling and grumbling and bumbling and fumbling because you didn't eat a good breakfast. And it's inevitable, and it's quiet, and people will hear you, and they might start giggling a little bit. So you don't want to come hungry. Don't skip breakfast. You got to remember it so you can have a good test, right? Munch and go. Do you want to get hangry? No, I get hangry sometimes. You know, you don't get enough to eat, you get a little bit of rumbling and tumbling, and someone asks you a question, and you kind of snap and bite your head off because you're just hungry, and you just need a little bit of food, a little bit of power snack. So load up on stuff like cereal and granola, and I like to slice it up in itty bitty pieces and put some fruits on top of it, and maybe some little bit of almonds and some bananas and a little bit of almond milk, and it's just fantastic. I like to call it a little explosion of happiness right in your mouth. That's right. And sometimes I like to mix it up and get those little tubey things of yogurt. They're called yogurts or go-gurts or go-go yo-yo or something like that. Sometimes I like to put that yogurt right there with the oatmeal or the granola, and then you got granola, and it's fantastic too. Eggs, bacon, hash browns. So good. Smear a little bit of ketchup all over it and make it a nice little perfect mess of mouthwatering deliciousness. Oh, I'm working up an appetite. Ketchup just creates a blanket of love all over all your food. You should put it on everything, including the popcorn. And don't forget lunch, because sometimes you'll be testing after lunch. Snacks will help you throughout the day as well. Whenever I get hungry, I like to make myself one of these. I call it an itty-bitty nibble necklace. I like to take my donuts and a few pretzels and maybe a few Cheerios and tie them all together, put a little cherry sour right there on top, wrap it around my neck, and anytime I get hungry, I just have a bunch of food right here that I can just nibble right on it. Bottom line, do not take the test hungry. Make sure you're well balanced for a good diet. Something like that, and just ready to take the test on a full belly.
So I heard the math test was today. Yeah, well, hopefully this junk food will help us get advanced on the math test. It probably will. So crunchy, sugary, it's really good. I'm so glad my mom made me a toasted sausage sandwich this morning. I had yogurt and berries. My eggs and toast were delicious. I had checks and milk. I had rich and eggs. I had my favorite, waffles and syrup. I think we're going to do really good on the math test because of all this healthy, delicious food we're eating. Yeah, it's really nutritious and healthy. Like bananas. Right, guys? Yeah!
I realize not everyone uses ClickQ like I do, But if it weren't for this clean cute emulsifying my face, I wouldn't be refreshed and ready to start the day. You just have to do whatever it takes to get you ready. Get yourself to school on time and beautiful, kind of like me.
Hi, Mr. Walker, your defending Olympic first day of school medalist, here with your next map testing tip. Come to school every day and on time during the map testing period, and in general if you can. If you are late, you do not get to take the test with the rest of your class, and that is not fun. Have a good day.
Well, hi kids. You want to know what really just gets my belly on a rumble and gives me knots? No, it's not the acid indigestion. It's testing. And I got a few suggestions on just how you should relieve your nerves and stress prior to testing. So, I got me this nice little dartboard here with the numbers and the darts and the sharp points and the things you throw at people, or the board, but probably the board, not people, because you want to be nice. And I have these nice little cutouts of the things that bring me stress and make me nervous in life. So here's what you do. You take the little cutout, you put it right there in the middle, and you stick it there, and you throw the dart, and you bam, hit it right in the middle. So testing, that definitely goes on there. Little brothers and sisters, definitely stressful. Bad drivers, they give them an ups in my belly too. And oh, Miss King, she deserves a couple darts. I'm just kidding. Well, kids, that's all the suggestions I got for right now. Don't be nervous during the test. Just do your best.
Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out.
Do not stress about the test. You cannot study for it. Your teachers have prepared you for it all year long. Just do your best.
Juju on that beat. Juju on that beat. Hello? Is this? Can you hear me? What about now? Hello? Is this thing working? Hey y'all, I got one good suggestion, and that's to be a good listener for the map test. Listen on your map review so you can be the little engine that could, not the little engine that could not because he didn't listen and wasn't ready to make that. I'm going to admit something to you, boys and girls, and I've never admitted it to anyone else in my life. Are you ready? Here it is. I love to go on little vacations, but if I get lost, I'm terrible about stopping and asking for directions. It's painstakingly embarrassing that I just keep driving around, hoping to get where I'm going. I know, right? Just happened to my GPS. Wrong. Some places are so remote that your GPS won't load. Why am I bringing this up? because some of you will jump right into taking your test and skip right over them directions. You won't even read them at all. You'll be just like me, and you'll just keep testing around and never once stop to ask for directions. Take it from me, read them directions. They're important. Read them a second time, and just for good measure, you might go back and read them one more again. Go back and read the directions again and again, because sometimes there are two parts to the question and there are special directions that you need to follow. Trust me, you're going to love it, and your friends will love it too.
Okay guys, so today we're going to play Jenga, so let's read the instructions first. So the object of the game. The object is to remove one block each turn from the middle or bottom of the tumbling tower and place it on top without knocking over the tower. The game continues with players each taking a turn until the tower falls. Okay, now getting ready to play. To set up your tumbling tower, put 3 blocks next to each other. Lay them side by side, leaving a small space between the blocks. The next row is also made of 3 blocks, put down as per diagram below. See the diagram. This continues with the blocks being used 3 at a time until all the blocks are in the tower. Alright, so let's play. This is one of our last sections. The youngest player goes first, then play continues to the left. The first player rolls the die and must remove a colored block as indicated by the die. They then must place the block on top of the tower in the same crisscross way the tower is built. You may only use one hand. You may touch a block to see if it's loose. You may move this block. If you move this block and do not place it on top, you must place it back in its original position. Then the next player goes. To win. When a player makes the tower fall, the player who went before that player is the winner. Did you guys listen to the directions? No.
There were
Fine.
directions.
Let's go over them again. Okay, so when a player makes the tower fall, the player who went before that player is the winner. So do you think we all got it now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm so glad we reread the instructions. This is going way better.
Yeah.
This game is the cat's meow. Right.
Surggestions, they just keep coming to me. Oh, that brings me to my next suggestion. Comes from an old fable by some guy named Aesop or Aesop or Aesopus. I don't know, something, but it's about a turtle and a rabbit and a race. I don't even know who this Aesop guy is, but he's a genius, to tell you that much. The gist of the story is this rabbit thinks he's so cool and so fast, and he decides he's going to stop running because he's real confident he's going to win the race, that he just stops and takes a nap. Meanwhile, this little slow turtle just keeps on chugging along, chugga, 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 chugga. And by the end, he doesn't stop, but he wins because he just kept going. The moral of this lesson is you can be more successful by doing things right and slowly, thoroughly, rather than moving quickly without taking your time and knowing what you're doing. You know, there's an old saying, he who is slow gets there on time, and that applies to the map test. There are no rewards for finishing first, just finishing right. So take your time and do things the right way. As I like to say in my own personal life, I need you to go slow style.
During map testing, your friends may be like Lieutenant Judy Hopps. They may also be like Flash, and that's okay.
Flash is the fastest guy in there. You need something done, he's on it.
I hope so. We are really fighting the clock and every minute counts. Wait, they're all sloths?
aren't you saying that because he's a sloth, he can't be fast? I thought in Zootopia anyone could be anything. Flash, 100-yard dash. Buddy, it's nice to see you.
Nice to see you, too.
Hey, Flash, I'd love you to meet my friend. Darling, I've forgotten your name.
Officer Judy Hopps, CPD, how are you?
I am doing just
Fine?
as well as I can be. What
Hang in there.
can I do
Well, I was hoping you could run a play.
for you
Well, I was hoping you could.
today?
Well, I was hoping you could run a play for us. We are in a really big hurry.
Sure. What's the plate
29
number?
29 THD 03.
Two, 9
THD 03.
T
HD 03.
H
D 03.
D
03.
0.
3.
Think about who's more calm, cool, and collected, finding the solution to the problem. You would want to be more like Flash because he's more calm, cool, and collected. Take your time on the map test.
I still can't figure this thing. Oh, hello. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Snap. What's that thing with the pictures?
Snapchats?
Snapchat. Yeah, I'm on that too. And I just love penning. You know, I love to pen. And if you birds don't do any tweeting, I do enough tweeting for all the birds. I just love all the social medias, but you want to know what I don't love? When people misspell words or use the wrong form of words like were and where and there and your. It just makes me want to lose my mind. It makes me want to go crazy, I tell you. It just makes me want to yell. No. Don't make me yell. Make sure you spell stuff right on the map test. Thank you.
We have to write on the map test? Of course we have to. How long have you been here, Dave? What do I do? I mean, you can't study. That's so not fair. I mean, it kind of is. Have you been paying attention to school at all? I know. We have to use capitalization and punctuation when we write our sentences. Maybe it's not that hard. Hope not. Now we've got it. Yes. For example, we and went to North Park Mall to buy new shoes. Hey, what's wrong?
Hey, do more writing?
She looks like she needs some help. Let's show her how it's done.
Yeah.
Okay. At the end of a sentence, always use a period, exclamation mark, or question mark.
And remember, whenever you have a beginning of a sentence, make sure you always capitalize it. But if it is a name, you capitalize it also.
That's not my problem.
Then what is it?
Math.
Oh. You need Mr. Wilcox for that.
Wait a second. Is it 4 times 5?
No.
Well, that's all, folks.
Come on.
Now, kids, did you know there is such a thing as test-taking strategies? I only know one strategy, and that's for getting all the goodies in the goodie table at the teacher's workroom. I love the goodies. I love the Fruity Pebbles. I love the little candies. I love the little candy apples. I like the cheese. I like the PB&J. I even just like the PB, or just the J. Look at all that food. Basically, I'm a professional at stuffing my plate full of goodies on goodie table day in the workroom. Nothing but pure deliciousness. Someone else is going to have to take over and tell you these good taste-taking strategies, because I don't really have any good suggestions on how to do that, only on how to get the good food. So I got to go and get my Fruity Pebbles ready for a big bowl of successful map testing day on the good food for the good on the apple on the food.
It's map testing time, and it only seems appropriate that we send out a few thank you notes to the map test. Thank you, pause button, for allowing me random breaks for up to 20 minutes without logging back in or starting over.
Thank you, flag button, for letting me penalize the question for being too difficult and allowing me to redo the down. Thank you, directions, for telling me exactly what I need to do if I take the time to read you.
Thank you, highlighting tool, for letting me make my keywords and evidence more colorful. Thank you, crossout tool, for allowing me to eliminate any options that I know are just there to trip me up. Ain't nobody got time for that. Thank you, pop-up post-it note, for disappearing when I switch screens. I'm glad my scratch paper doesn't give me abandonment issues.
Thank you, logic.
If all else fails, yes.
Hey kids, can I tell you a secret? I love McDonald's, I love Andy's frozen custard, or Culver's frozen custard, or just anyone who makes frozen custard. But I also love that Amazon's. I was on Amazon's last night searching for sparkly socks, because every time I put on sparkly socks, my feet feel like they're going to a party for feet and sparkly socks. So I'm on Amazon's looking for sparkly blue socks, and when a chevron design popped up. But my fingers were so clicker happy because those socks were full of awesomeness that they passed me by. I had to decide right there on the spot to go back and find them, or they'd be lost in the cyberspace forever. Which brings me to my next suggestion. On those questions that give you a paragraph or two to read, then at the bottom they ask you some questions about the paragraph, make sure you go back there in the text and try to find the answers to those questions that they're asking you about that paragraph, because they'll be right there. They're going to put them words right there in that paragraph and then ask you a question about them. Make sure you go back and read them. Read them a couple times. Take your time. Just keep reading. And just like I went back and found them awesome socks, you can go back too and score well on the map test.
When you take your test, rereading the passages is important. After reading a long passage, you can start to feel bored or frustrated. If it keeps up and you get stuck, you might even start to get distracted and lose focus. When this happens, it's hard to do really well in your test because you're not paying attention. You might get so frustrated you even need to take a break. When taking a test that requires a lot of reading, do this instead. Go back, read the question again, and then reread the passage. You may need to slow down your reading and focus on the passage in front of you. If you stay calm and focused, you have the best chance of finding the right answer. Don't be this guy. Practice rereading to find the right answer.
I was down at the local Walmarts yesterday, over in the car stereo department where the audio is and the speakers and the sounds and all the pretty noises, and they got the nature sounds and they got the tunes playing kind of like a jukebox, but it's not a jukebox. It's just kind of like heaven for your ears. And I heard my favorite song. Do you want to know what my favorite song is? I'll give you a hint. It's by Taylor Swift, T-Swift, T-Bird. It's called Blank Space. That's my favorite, I tell you. Yep, I just can't get enough of that song. Which brings me to my next suggestion. on the map test. You know what audio means, right? You know those audio sound questions on the map test where you have to click on the button and they play the question? I need you to listen very, very carefully and listen to all the instructions so you do them the right way. Don't be a blank space on the audio prompted questions, okay? Oh, do you hear that?
Nice to meet you where you been. I can show you incredible things. Oh my God, look at that face. You look like an mistake. Like Sergey, what a play. That's it.
That's good. Perfect dance partner.
When given an audio prompted question, you got it right. Make sure you listen carefully.
When you are given an audio prompt question, make sure you listen carefully.
When given an audio prompted question, make sure you listen carefully.
When given an audio prompt question, make sure you listen carefully.
When given an audio prompt question, make sure you listen carefully.
When given an audio prompted question, make sure you listen carefully.
When given an audio prompt question, make sure you listen carefully. When given an audio prompted question, make sure you listen carefully.
When given an audio prompted question, make sure you listen carefully.
Kids, I'm feeling real sick. You see these yellow spots? I think I got the jaundice. So I went down to the Hokey Poke Clinic to see Nurse Ashley. Ever since I started getting these spots after Duke lost in the NCAA tournament, I just haven't felt that good. It's been March Madness, all right, or March Sadness. So I went down to the nurse's office, and she gave me that little cuff thing and started squeezing and pumping that ball. And I was sitting there, and I just knew I was sick, and I knew something wasn't right, and she told me,
all right, you're okay. Here you go.
Can you believe that? I'm feeling horrible, and all I get is a mint. I got yellow spots. So I asked her to look at that cuff thing again. Why? Because it always pays to check twice. You should always go back and double check your work, just like on the map test. Go back and check your answers to be sure you completed each question thoroughly.
Hello, everyone. Please check your answers when you're finished with the test.
It is now time to get out the greatness glitter because you are all ready to give your best effort on the map test. So I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of greatness glitter there and sprinkle some do-good glitter there. And everyone is going to put their best foot forward because I just know you're going to do great. And all your friends are going to do great too. So I'm going to give myself a little greatness glitter because we're all ready for the map test. Greatness glitter, glitter. Yay! Okay, bye! As you can see, this food is calling my name, and it's just time to eat the cheese. Eat all of the cheese, all the cheese.